Shalom, family. You already know what the deal is. All praises to the Most High. All praises to Yahuwah Savayoth, the El Elyon of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, Yisrael. Okay? Because Yisrael got next. Yashael got next. Alrighty? Acknowledgement to our King, to our Cohen Haggadah, our big brother, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Matzah the Lamb, Yahushai, the one they call Jesus Christ. So the real Israel, the real Israel, got next. And for those that are new, probably wondering, the real Israel, wait a minute, so the Israel right now is a fake Israel? Yes, sir. These people that call themselves Jewish, these so-called people that call themselves Jews, are not really Jews. These people are imposters, because the real Israel lost their heritage. The real people lost their language. The real people lost their names. Okay? So we're going to go over that today. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt continue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. So the Most High discontinued Israel's heritage because they disobeyed the Most High. Now, have these people ever lost their heritage? No. Do they line up with the Deuteronomy 28 curses? No, they definitely don't. All right. So this is Psalms 83, verse 3. All right. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Who are the hidden ones? The Israelites. They have said, come and let's cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So these nations came together and said, yeah, we're gonna destroy these guys. We're gonna put them in the ground, make sure no one ever hears the name of Israel ever again. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and of Moab, and the Hagarenes, all of these nations have had a hand in our downfall. That is why when our king comes back, he's gonna be coming back angry. Okay? Let's get that actually. 2 Baruch chapter 72, verse 2. After the signs have come, of which you were told before, when the nations become turbulent, and the time of my Mashiach, that's our king, is come, he shall both summon all the nations, and some of them he shall spare, and some of them that he shall slay. These things therefore shall come upon the nations which are to be spared by him. Every nation which knows not Yasharel, and has not trodden down the seed of Yaakov, shall indeed be spared. This because some out of every nation shall be subjected to your people, but all those who have ruled over you or have known you shall be given up to the sword. All these nations that have done Israel dirty is going to be met with the sword. Let's go get a classic. Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So if you are leading people into captivity, you will go into captivity. If you kill it with the sword, you must be killed with the sword. That is just, that is balance. The Most High loves balance. Now, I know a lot of people, a lot of Christians or Catholics are going to say, well, Israel got replaced by the church. Israel is no more. Oh, well, that's actually not true, my friends. All right, let's go to Romans 11 and 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. For I am also an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob. Who is Jacob? Israel. For ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 35 to 36. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. So if these ordinances depart, then that means Israel is no more. But as you can see, these ordinances are still here. So does that mean Israel is completely gone? No, that is not so. Psalms 33 verse 12. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom he has chosen for is his own inheritance. This is Psalms 94:14. For the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. 1 Samuel 12:22. For the Lord will not forsake his people, for his great name's sake, because it has pleased the Lord to make you his people. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 44. And yet for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, because Israel, the real Israel, is in the land of their enemies, in the lands of their captivity, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them, to destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them, for I am the Lord their God. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 105, verse 6. O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. He has remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. Verse 9, which covenant he made with Abraham and his oath unto Isaac. Verse 10, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. All right, here's a bonus for y'all. This is the book of Sirach. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus. All right, chapter 37, verse 25. The days of the life of man may be numbered, but the days of Yashael are innumerable. So Israel has not been replaced by the church. Okay, this replacement theology gotta go. All right, and all these nations that have done Israel dirty are going to have to pay. All right, Israel went through their judgment. All right, and now the other nations going to have to go through theirs as well. All right, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. What did these pilgrims do when they came over here to America? Right, y'all raped, robbed, murdered, stole. That's what y'all did. All right, and this land that you're in, America, right? This land is defiled. Okay, so let's hit Numbers 35:33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for the blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So that means the ones that did the killing, their blood has to be spilled. Right? Back again to Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Now Israel had to deal with their punishment. They had to go into captivity. Okay, but the hangings, the rape, the rob, the murder, like all the heathens, the other nations, they took it too far. That was not supposed to happen. Okay, and so since they took it so far, they're gonna have to pay for that. All right, so let's hit Zechariah chapter 1 verse 15. And this is the Most High speaking. He's saying, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. Y'all took it too far. The hangings, the raping of the women, the children, and the men. Y'all raping the strongest Hebrew man in front of everybody, tying him to horses, right? And burning him alive, feeding children to alligators. Y'all took it too far. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 30 and 3. For the day is near, even the day of the Lord is near. A cloudy day it shall be the time of the heathen. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 39, verse 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. This is the book of Jeremiah, 30 and 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So I know a lot of so-called white people want to say, well, what happened in the past is in the past, and I don't need to pay for the sins of my forefathers. But Israel, the Israelites, they had to pay for the sins of their forefathers, right? The Most High is not a respecter of persons. So I mean, if his chosen people got their judgment, then the other nations have to get their judgment as well. It's only fair, right? That's balance. All right. Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Not guilty. They say, oh, well, yeah, we killed him. Well, but we don't got to pay for it, though. Nah, it don't work that way. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So isn't Israel still in the lands of their captivity? So what's going to happen when the king comes back? Yeah, he's going to be slicing and dicing. This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies, and from the hand of all that hate us. Right? All these nations, they've had their hand in Israel's downfall. Y'all took Israel's records. Y'all made a religion off of it. All right? You separated all these books together. All this information y'all stole and hid. That's why the Vatican got all of Israel's information. Ain't that crazy? Y'all destroyed the 10 tribes that were already here in America. Christopher Columbus knew where he was going, and he knew what he was doing to destroy the Israelites. Israel has been scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. All right, let's hit the Book of Mormon real quick. This is the book of 2 Nephi, chapter 29, verse 5. O ye Gentiles, have ye remembered the Jews, mine ancient covenant people? Nay, but ye have cursed them, and have hated them, and have not sought to recover them. But behold, I will return all these things upon your own heads, for I, the Lord, have not forgotten my people. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and 4. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping they shall go and seek the Lord their God, Yahuwah their Elohim. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come, and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. Verse 7, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we have fed not. Right? That's what they say. We didn't do nothing to you. We good. We ain't got to pay for anything. Because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Now this is Jeremiah 15:11. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. Right? Y'all destroyed the Most High's inheritance. Right? Israel. Because ye are grown fat as a heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 2. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. Okay? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord, and do all his commandments which I command thee this day. So the Gentiles really have to acknowledge the sins of their forefathers. Okay, and you have to acknowledge who the chosen people are. And if you don't know by now, the real Jews are the so-called Negro. Okay, those that were in the transatlantic slave trade. All right, and we were scattered across the four corners of the earth. Now, not all so-called black people or Negroes are Israelites. There are also Hamites as well, because Hamites and Shemites, they look the same, right? Just like how Moses was in Egypt, and Moses fit in with them, with the Egyptians, because they look alike. They were both melanated people. All right, so not all black people are Israelites, because the Hamites sold the Israelites to the Edomites. All right, so all these nations that took part in our downfall going to have to pay. All right, and the 10 tribes of Israel were already here in America. The Aborigines of America, or Amarocan or Amaracabana, right, were Negro. So the Israelites are going to be a light, okay, get it? Lights are going to be a light to the other nations. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 60 real quick, all right? Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and the gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see, all they gather themselves together. They come to thee, thy son shall come from afar, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged. Because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee, the forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. Right? So Israel is going to be a light to these other nations. Right? All the Gentiles are gonna go to the Israelites. Right? Just like, if you look at Enoch, for example. Right? The other nations came to Enoch. Right? Told him to rule over them. Because they were like, yo, you got the downloads. Enoch had the downloads from the Most High. So let's go to Proverbs 29:2 real quick. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Right? So when righteousness is in authority, the people are rejoicing. The earth is at peace. But the earth isn't at peace right now because wickedness is reigning this earth. And now the true Israelites are waking up. The true Jews are waking up in the lands of their captivity. Let's bring that out. Let me get Baruch, okay? This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. Verse 31. And shall know that I am Yahuwah Elohim. For I will give them a heart and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity. and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck, and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before Yahuwah. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Alright, so that is probably be it for this video, man. Thank y'all for watching, and shalom.
Father, we need you guys. Father, we need you beside us. Father, we need you behind us. Father, we need your guidance. Father, we need you beside us. Father, we need you behind us.
Hi, shalom, shalom from Israel. This is Ola, the daughter of Jethro. And I just heard that you black people that was stolen from Africa to America, that you don't know who you are. But you are the children of Yahweh, the children of Israel. And I'm telling you, you have to come back to your homeland, here to Zion, to Jerusalem, because us the Gentiles, we do need you.